All right, here we go. It is Sunday, September 28th. Let's go to CRDO. Next chart I'm looking at. This was a great run. I'm looking at, some of the top gainers list. I look on some of my charts and what have they done, recently in the past here, what's going on here. And this came out of a big falling wedge back in February, March, April. Of course, you had the low tariffs that start to come up. And look what happened with this. This is a big broadening wedge. This is almost a classic pattern you see in the books. Low to high, it's getting wider. There's the low finally hit in August, the low end. Now, these circles here are the buys from the algo. You can see low worked pretty well. This one worked. This one, small little move. This one worked. This one was off. And this was back in 818. Now, had it here, I'm not sure why it's one candle, but it was in a downtrend. You see this? When you have red over white, this going down pattern, it's not a crossover here. So that was off to me. And just because the algo say buy, it doesn't mean buy. You have to look at it and say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'm confirming with the algo. And then you go back here, you see 105. I put these arrows in. To me, they're good buy zones. 110, maybe out here, back in. 140, 140 out here, maybe 160. And then what do you have here? You have the crossover. That's good. Another recross on the uptrend. And then you have a short here. You're going high, you have divergence. Right here, going down. You can see the high, and we're fading down. Look at red over white. That is a strong flow down. To me, 170 up here, 170, 70, just below 170 is a short. The algo picks it up short here, 160. And we're going down. Now, to me, it's a perfect trend line. Are we going to hit around this 120-ish area? That would be a buy zone for me. It's getting very overbought straight down. Weekly, look at the loop here. The U, February, March, April. We loop down. Perfect U. We go up. The white over red is perfect on the weekly. That's why I like the daily and weekly. I don't necessarily need the monthly unless I'm trading, even further out. And then look what happens. Divergence, you go down. You're sort of stalling here, and that's a big red candle. Monthly chart, you have a shooting star. Now, this is interesting too on the monthly. You had the crossover, all green. Look at this. And then you have a cross now on the monthly after all this run up from the April lows. Red starting to go over white and you're crossing down. That is a good sign. And a lot of stocks, ETFs in the market, they're fading down as well. Now, how big a drop would this be? It remains to be seen what's going to happen here. I'm going to go further through this. So, that is great support on a trend line. Now, sometimes it can go below the trend line. We'll see. So I'm looking here and we'll see what happens around that area. I would say 120-ish, 130-ish. We'll see what happens here on this CRDO. Now, what do they do too? A lot of times I don't even look at what these companies do. I purely almost technical now. I want to see news in the market and everything. But as long as they're not, a penny stock and I'm losing all my money, I make sure of that. But otherwise, I'm not that worried. 24 billion market cap, 125 million income sales, 600 million. Insiders in 12%, institutions good 73%. Going back 3 years, 1,100% return year, 378. It's been very good returns in the last 3 years. And what do they do exactly? It engages in development of connectivity solutions and products for the data infrastructure market. Its products include integrated circuits, active electrical cables, and SerDes chiplets. The company was founded by Ching-Fu Chang and Yak Tung Lam. That's funny. 2008, headquartered Georgetown, Cayman Islands. So funny. A lot of stocks companies are out of Cayman Islands too. It's sort of the underdog. I noticed a lot come out of there. No, you have Hong Kong, Asia. I was in the Cayman Islands 1998. The reason Mike Cayman trades because the first place I visited, I put my name Mike Cayman and then trades because first time I visited anywhere I was young. This is before I think even cell phones. I'm not sure. And it was incredible. Imagine going to a place you're young. I didn't come from a rich background and I'm in the Cayman Islands. My God, it was amazing. The water, great food. That is life. So anyway, so this is Cayman Islands. And what do they have here? Initiated, outperform. The trend up. Look at the trend line here. FinViz. And where is my weekly? Let's see here. Weekly. Look at that move up. Big dip down and you rock it. You take off. This was a break over 80. in about 86 and we took off. Made that big red candle. Monthly straight up rocket. It is a straight up rocket. So yeah, it's a 24 billion market cap. And let me go back to my other chart. How long has this been around? It's been around since 22, so not it's not that old. Yeah, it's been around a little bit here. It's been working its way. Yeah, definitely going up, not like some penny stock. Oh, just fade it. So that's a good sign if people are in this. But for me, it's more of a trade, not longer term. And I like trades that set up well. You have an uptrend here. That's great. Pull back to that line. To me, that would be key. And then you start to go up again. Depending on the market, if the market fades, a lot of stuff will fade. People don't realize that. Even if stocks or ETFs are in an uptrend, you got to watch that. We'll see if the market has trouble here in October, at least a little pullback, and we'll see on that. Now, the algo system I look at, that's why I had these, picked up pretty well. It had 818 to buy, 33%. That was here, even though it was off, but get back in again. It's the same thing. And then that was a great run on that. So it's picking up pretty good runs on this. So we'll see what happens here around that trend line. And if this gets a nice bounce, we start to head back up again. That'll be a very strong gain on CRDO. That's it. Please subscribe to Mike Kim and Trades on YouTube. Smash the like button. Check out all other social media. Peace.